everyone, it's Saturday, Kyle here, and we know what that means. Every Saturday, it's weekly purchases, the time of the week where we discuss what came through the door via Amazon, the mail, UPS, DHL, FedEx, Grandma. You know, Grandma likes to drop off a little surprise every once in a while, even there. So this is our week to check in, see what's going on, see what was brought in. It is weekly purchases. Now, you know, the last 2 weeks have been absolutely insane weekly purchases. This week's still pretty good, but it's not going to top. I don't think we'll ever top the last 2 weeks, but is what it is. They all can't be insane, but these are still a pretty big heavy hitter week. For you Jakks fans, we're back in the Jakks game. Got a honey hole, got a bunch of Jakks Ruthless Aggression figures this week that we'll talk about and show. So look forward to that a little later in the back half. But first, let's talk about some notes this week. Holy cow, San Diego Comic-Con's coming up soon, so there's a lot of news, a lot of notes, especially NECA-wise, and beyond that. But let's get into a few things. But first, holy cow, did you see on eBay, currently right now, as of Saturday, it's still good. It's still good for a couple more days. But for the first time, and I don't know how long, it feels like years, there is a Hasbro mail-away Undertaker up on eBay. That is one item I'm missing from my Hasbro collection. It's the only thing I'm missing, really, as far as officially released stuff. Still in the bag, sealed. Holy cow, holy cow. I would love to have that one, but we're up to over $3,000 as of Saturday. That's a big, big, big boy purchase. That's out of my wheelhouse, that's for sure. But man, one day I will get that. I don't know when. It's not going to be on this one unless something magical happens, and I don't see that happening, but there it is. So any of you guys looking for that, I'd love to see somebody pick that up, some viewer. That'd be awesome. I'd love to know who picks that up in the first place, because that's a big one, that's for sure. Some other things that came down this week, Friday, yesterday, major announcement. We knew it was coming. We didn't know how it would come. Via Hasbro, the HasLab, the Sentinel, the 2.5 feet tall Sentinel. Pre-orders through August 24th. They have to have 6,000 backers. $349, so that's a hefty purchase, but I think it's worth it. You guys know that's going to be a fortune on the aftermarket. There's going to be so many people that say, oh, I forgot to get it, or I didn't have enough money at the time to get it and I want it now. If you're into investment in toys, I would buy a couple of these, sit on them, wait till Christmas time when people have a little bit more money to spend. You could probably make your money back and then some, but that's a huge purchase. It's tough to spend $349 on a figure, even a big figure. I totally get that, but it's going to be hard to get. If you want it, this is your chance to get it at that price. And it sounds like the more backers they get over 6,000, the more stuff they're going to add to it. So that's going to be a grail piece for a lot of collections. I'm definitely going to get one. I can't pass that one up. I absolutely love the Sentinels. I have two of the smaller version ones in my collection. You guys have probably seen that in my collection video. But those Sentinels, holy cow, are those going to be cool, and does it look cool? Definitely look into that. Don't miss it. If you are on the fence, I strongly recommend, because you'll be paying a fortune down the line. You don't want that to happen. A little wrestling talk this week. I reached out to Steve from Mattel, who's on Twitter. He's all over the place, a good guy. But it sounds like Ultimate Edition Series 4 has shipped out. Everything is gone from the factories. Everything's out. You guys know that's the Brock Lesnar, Shawn Michaels pack set of the Ultimate Editions. Well, no more to be had, apparently. I have to think, my heart tells me they're sitting in a warehouse for Target, probably for their August resets. At least that's what I'm trying to convince myself, and I'm hoping. Because, boy, if those don't go, they're going to be fortunate. They're already, Brock's around $100 right now. If there's no more going out to retail or anywhere, those are going to be some grail figures. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people looking for those. You can't have a complete set without those. And as you guys know, with my Ultimate Editions, I buy them and I open them, but then I get a second set, usually on discount. Like, you can look at Target right now. You can get Nakamura for $14. That's half off if you look hard enough. It'd be devastating if I can't get a Brock and HBK, because I need a mint in box, I guess, not on card in this case. I need to get that. So if you come across those two, you better jump now if you really want them. There might not be any more. But like I said, I think August reset time at Target, I have to believe that's the case, but there's no indication. That's just my gut telling me that. Got a notification this week, in the next couple of weeks, the first of the Loot Crate. I always get the Pro Wrestling Crate and the Loot Crate mixed up, but this is the Loot Crate. The Loot Crate Ninja Turtles are going to start shipping. So that's the, comic bunny ears, Bebop and Rocksteady, it sounds like. There's going to be an arcade turtle and a comic shredder. Like I said way back when I pre-ordered these, I'm not really excited about the Turtles video game figure or the comic figure. I'm all about the cartoon figures. I'll probably sell those two and make my money back to pay off those other two. Usually what I end up doing with these kind of things. But hey, if you ordered that, they're shipping soon. So that's pretty awesome that those are coming. It seems like it's forever ago, but it seems like it was just yesterday I ordered those. So that's coming soon. Speaking of Ninja Turtles, my turtle anxiety is at an all-time high. The Casey Jones, Raphael 2-pack, we'll talk about that one a little bit later. The hunt for those things is out of control at Walmarts and Targets. Walmart's for the movie Turtles. The cartoon Turtles are at Target. Well, NECA released a schedule saying when these things are going to be out and when they're going to be hitting the stores. And I saw this and my anxiety just went up. I don't ever get worried about finding figures except the Ninja Turtle NECA figures. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because they're in a different spot than the toy aisle. There's just something to them that brings my anxiety up. Luckily, friend of the show, Waylon Jennings, is out there hunting along with me in my area. We're going to help each other out, and between the two of us, we'll get it figured out. We have every time so far, but it still just drives me nuts and puts my anxiety through the roof with those turtles. But we got the schedule, so at least we know the kind of round the time to start hitting and start looking for these figures at our Walmarts and Targets. Speaking of NECA, they also released pictures this week of probably one of the last lines I collected. If I had to drop one off, this might be the one I drop off. But I collect the Gremlin figures from Ninja Turtles. From NECA. I love the Gremlin figures. I love the old school Gremlins. Not the crazy ones from the second movie so much, but the original Gremlins movies. Well, they're releasing Summer Games, Walmart exclusive, dropping at the end of July. Gremlin holding the Olympic torch and stuff. A cool little side piece Gremlin figure off of a poster. They're kind of scraping the barrel, trying to get every single look they can. I mean, it's the same Gremlin body with different accessories is what it seems to be. But I will pick that one up because I do like those Gremlin figures. A great Christmas display come Christmas time, that's for sure. Let's see. Also this week, so you guys probably saw my figure hunting video on Friday. No Joe, I was calling it. I didn't get any of the G.I. Joes this week. They started hitting like crazy. The shippers, these G.I. Joe shippers is how they're getting there. My guess is come August, September, the fall resets for Walmart in their toy section, they will have peg spots. But to get them out in between, they're putting these shippers out. I would expect probably another round of shippers, possibly. I guess we'll wait and see. But the stores around me started getting shippers. And of course, my timing was horrible. I'm looking at BrickSeek. If you guys don't know about BrickSeek, look that up. That's a heck of a thing. If you're a hardcore collector, you need to know how to use BrickSeek and Pop Finder. Maybe one of these days I'll do a video on that. But looking at BrickSeek, many of my stores in my area for Walmart got these shippers. Well, unfortunately, I was stuck in a meeting. First, let's step that back. So Sunday is when they started hitting. Well, I went to this couple stores Sunday. It sounded like they were probably on Sunday night's truck. That's one issue with BrickSeek. It'll say, hey, it's good, but it's actually coming that night. So it's technically coming that day, but it's at night. Long story short, they didn't have it. Okay, I'll go back the next day. Didn't get to go back the next 2 days. I was so tied up with work and meetings and stuff, I couldn't get out to the stores that had them. The Walmarts that were closest to me, of course, never had them, at least as of yet. The other ones were a little bit of a travel. I just didn't have a chance. Finally, as you guys saw in the figure video, I went out there, went to them, and I tried to get an associate to pop that number into her little Telzon doohickey, and nothing. They said, yeah, we don't even have that SKU in there. So I don't know what's going on, but I haven't seen any hint of those G.I. Joes in my area. But you're saying, Kyle, what are you doing for those Joes? Weekly purchases like 3-4 weeks ago, you had them. Yeah, I did, but I'm a G.I. Joe maniac. I got those via Amazon. That's great. I'm so happy to have them. Except Destro. I still don't have Destro, so I'm not complete. I can't do an unboxing video until I get Destro. Destro has not come. I ordered him from Big Bad Toy Store. No luck there. It's a roll of the dice on these pre-orders. But I do have these Joes, but I want the thrill of seeing them in the store. And I want to get an extra set. As of right now, and that might change down the line depending how this goes, I want a mint and box set I'm going to display, and then I'm going to have a loose set to display. So that's how that's going to go. I'm very, very excited to find these Joes at retail. I can't wait to see them for the first time. So that's why I've been out hunting those. I hopefully will come across them in the next couple of weeks. I don't think they're going to be crazy hard to get outside of possibly Destro. I think this because he's different, really cool. I think a lot of people will get that, even some non-hardcore fans will pick up Destro just to have, kind of like a Cobra Commander, and possibly even Duke. I don't know, but I'm all in on the Joes. I need to get the Joes somehow. Hopefully that happens very soon. Fingers crossed. More to come. And then another thing this week that was pretty cool was, I don't know if you guys have ever checked out the Nerdzoic YouTube channel. There'll be a little link down here in the description of the video, but I was asked to do a top 5 list of my top 5 favorite 1980s toy lines. Something, as you guys know, I'm at the perfect age of the 80s. I lived through all the fun stuff as a kid, and it was fun to count those down with my friends over at Nerdzoic. So check out the video, give the page a follow, tell them Kyle sent you. But definitely take some time to check that out. Me in the video there, it was pretty fun to do. And then finally, our album of the week this week. What was I listed to the most this week? And I looked, and it was actually Graham Bonnet Live. A recent live CD, DVD release of Graham Bonnet. Some of you guys probably don't know Graham Bonnet, but you would know the songs if you heard them. He was the lead singer in the Michael Schenker group, Rainbow, Solo. Been around a long time. One of the most powerful voices ever. I mean, he's up there in age these days, and I saw him live, maybe 2 years ago almost. One of the best live sounding shows I've seen in a long time. So Graham Bonnet's definitely one to check out. Like I said, you guys would know some of his songs if you looked it up, that is for sure. But that's a lot of stuff going on this week. But another thing I wanted to do, I had a question the other day. Kyle, how are you sitting on pre-orders? Well, let's do pre-order mania. Let's run through what Kyle has on pre-order. All right, I had to get a piece of paper out for my pre-order list. It is insane. I know I've done this every couple of months. I think it's the third time we've done it, maybe once a month. Where am I sitting with pre-orders? Well, this lineup is absolutely insane. How much money is tied up in all these figures right now? But I'm just going to read them off. I'll try to go fast. So here is what I have on pre-order currently. Via Big Bad Toy Store, I have the Action Force weapon set and the G.I. Joe version of Sergeant Slaughter. So, long story there, G.I. Joe, Sergeant Slaughter, a main character there. Well, Action Force got the licensing to Sergeant Slaughter. They're releasing a scaled Sergeant Slaughter with the G.I. Joes. You know I'm a day one buyer on that. Wrestling G.I. Joe together, love Sergeant Slaughter. Had to purchase that, as well as the weapon set. The weapon set is pretty cool. It's not as comic-y, or I don't know what you want to call the current weapons we're getting with the Joes. These are more military standard. They were pretty cheap. I added it onto my order and bought it. So there's that. Series 2 G.I. Joes, I talked about that. I got the Amazon exclusives. I got the Hasbro Pulse ones. Between everything that was released a couple weeks ago, I bought 2 of everything. Those are all on pre-order. Going way back, about a year ago, I pre-ordered these New Japan Pro Wrestling Series 1 from Super 7. Those got pushed back to the fall, so still waiting on those. Same boat. I think I pre-ordered these a year ago. The Boss Fight Lucha Brothers 2-figure pack. I guess they're separate pack, not 2-figure, but the Boss Fight figures. So I got those still coming. Super 7 Andre the Giant. Kind of forgotten about. I haven't heard anybody talk about that one in a long time. But a one-off Andre the Giant release from Super 7. Got that on pre-order. Ringside Collectibles Elite 78. That's shipping hopefully 1st of August. Hopefully I'll get that right away. So I got that one coming. Another one. Thundercats Super 7. I'm so excited for these. I guarantee it was over a year ago I pre-ordered Series 1 of those Thundercats. I've also pre-ordered Series 2 and Series 3. I mean, Series 3 probably will not be out for at least till this time next year, if we're lucky. That's a lot right there. That's crazy. 3 sets up for pre-order when the first one isn't even shipped. I understand the process of these pre-orders and they take time, but that's a little much. Decade of Domination Walmart exclusive line of Mattel Elites. Series 1, Series 2. Series 1 should be shipping soon-ish. Series 2 will be around November. Got both of those full series on pre-order. Target Legends Series 1. I got that on pre-order via Target. The AEW Ring from Ringside Collectibles. AEW Series 1 and AEW Jericho, a little bit of the bubbly exclusive. I have all those on pre-order. I also, via Target, I'm still waiting for shipment confirmation, is not Jim Lee. Geez, Stan Lee. Geez, I'm going a whole different direction. Stan Lee, Marvel Legends one-off figure. Been playing the long game on that. It hasn't came, but it popped into Target. I got that ordered. I got Freddie Blassie from the SummerSlam Elite 77 series pre-ordered via Ringside. I got the Billy Graham Elite 78. I got 2 of those because of the 2 different heads. I'm going to display them with both. Got him on pre-order. Got the Retro Spider-Man Wave pre-ordered. Marvel Legends Retro Toy Biz Throwback. Got that pre-ordered through Amazon. And it is truly a roll of the dice on these pre-orders these days because sometimes you pre-order Amazon, you get them first. That was what happened with G.I. Joe. Sometimes you go to Hasbro Plus, they get them first. Sometimes you go to Big Bad Toy Store, they get them first. Well, Big Bad Toy Store already is shipping out that retro wave of Spider-Man figures as of this week. Amazon's still saying September. So it's just you never know where to go, who's going to get them first. I think it truly is a roll of the dice and hope you get lucky. So I got that coming. I got the Masters of the Universe He-Man ring, the one with Stone Cold and Hulk Hogan. I got that pre-ordered off of Walmart.com. I got a custom Hasbro figure pre-ordered, so more to come in that in the future, but I finally pulled the trigger on this one. I got the Blue Ranger coming from Megalopolis. I got that free with my points. That's supposed to come sometime in July. The Star Wars Rebels set, there's 6 figures in that set. I got those pre-ordered via GameStop, so those are supposed to come I think in August. September, I got the Jango Fett GameStop exclusive coming. I got that pre-ordered. My only music pre-order, Flaming Pie, Paul McCartney box set. I love the Paul McCartney reissue box sets. I love Paul McCartney, but these box sets are the best box sets in the world. I got the Flaming Pie one pre-order that's coming out in August now. Via Ringside, I got the NXT War Games cage pre-ordered. I think that's coming out in August. Got Mr. T, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive we talked about last week in weekly purchases coming. We got the Kingpin Spider-Man Retro coming from Amazon. I also got the Mysterio ordered. The kind of bigger figures outside of that line. Got the Age of Apocalypse figure and the War Machine special figures via Amazon pre-ordered coming. I got the Han and Carbonite, which that's supposedly shipping from Hasbro Pulse real soon, and Amazon's saying December. So I got to think that'll speed up. I'm going to get that email that says, hey, great news, we're shipping your order sooner than expected. I got to think that's coming very soon. I got a Hulk Hogan Foucault bobblehead. You guys saw my review on the Macho Man and Ultimate Warrior one. If you haven't checked those out, those were really cool bobbleheads that met my expectations. Not being a bobblehead guy, the Warrior one is a slam dunk. One of the best. You got to have that. Figured I would order the Hogan. Talked about earlier, G.I. Joe Destro from Series 1. I pre-ordered that from Big Bad Toy Store. No sign of that coming soon. I'll probably find 2 at the store before I get it from them. I got the Retro Beast, the Marvel Legends Retro Beast, the Gray Beast, basically. I got that pre-order coming. And then finally, we talked about at the beginning of weekly purchases, one I'm extremely excited for that isn't coming probably till October 2021, and that would be the big Hasbro Sentinel. Cannot wait for that. That thing is going to be just awesome. I think there's going to be so much excitement around that. I don't think it's going to take them a long time to get the 6,000 backers. I just hope I live long enough to see it. I would hate to die in a car accident, and then my wife had the surprise of her life saying, when did Kyle order this? Where did this come from? 6 months after I died or something. But hopefully that doesn't happen. But holy cow, this pre-order list is out of control. You guys tell me in the comments, what do you got on pre-order? Are you this crazy to have this many things? It truly is crazy. I hope things get sped up. But I also understand, hey, they want to take people's temperature. Will they buy this? Hey, pre-order it, because they need X amount to make these things happen. Some of these smaller companies like Super 7, I totally get it. But waiting over a year is just, it's crazy. It seems like every single time, every single line, places like that come out with, that happens. I cut a little bit of slack, but boy, that's a lot. But like I said, leave me a comment. Tell me what you got on pre-order. It's just absolutely crazy. But with that, let's get into what we all came here for. Let's get into the weekly purchases. All right, let's get to everybody's favorite portion of the show. But I almost forgot one more pre-order, Marvel Legends Toxin. I ordered that off of Amazon. That just showed up this week. So pre-order mania is a real thing. It's a crazy thing. But let's get into weekly purchases. Like I said a little bit ago, this is a week where Jakks came back with a force. We had a couple of slow weeks, nothing really coming through, just things trickling in, and then boom, hit the honey hole this week. But here it is. Let's start it off weekly purchases, and we're going to start this week with some LJNs. As you guys know, I've lost my mind. I'm working on this complete LJN set. As of today, it's 3 weeks I've been working on this set. After I show you everything today, I'm missing 5 figures to complete a full LJN set. It's really came together. Check out some of my other videos, especially that one I dropped about being extremely lucky winning the lottery, because That Sergeant Slaughter, holy cow, what a win. But this week, we got Vince McMahon. This is one I never had as a kid. My buddy had it, and I borrowed it from him a lot, but did not have this Vince. How about the Killer Bees? The only tag team I didn't have outside of the Bulldogs. I never got the Killer Bees as a kid. Two really good Killer Bees. And Jake the Snake Roberts with Damien, of course. You can't not have Damien if you get Jake Roberts. But got Jake in this week. It was a favorite of mine as a kid. I played with that one a lot. How about Ken Patera? Another one I had as a kid. More of a common figure. I did get this one, the Killer Bees, Vince McMahon, all from the same seller. Via Canada, went to San Francisco, and I don't know if you guys have been getting stuff in the mail via San Francisco or if that's been the hub it's been coming through, but it is a black hole. It is the Bermuda Triangle. I think I've had 5 packages lost there, delayed there, whatever. Dallas is another one with the whole COVID going on and everything else. There's definitely issues. You got to let your mail take a little bit longer, but those ones, that took over a month to get to me, and they were shipped the day I ordered, so really rough there. A heavy hitter, Andre the Giant Black card, one of the final hard ones. Now I'm just down to Warlord. That's the last I need of that Black card series. Very, very hard to get. If you guys know where there's a minty Warlord with perfect face paint, I'm your guy. Hit me up. Also, King Harley Race, Blue Referee. What else am I missing? There's one other in there. Warlord, of course. I don't know. I'll get him. I'm going to find him. Matched by Bret Hart. Had to get Jim the Anvil Neidhart, so I was missing him, so I got Jim off the list. So there it is. That's the LJN portion. Those are heavy hitters these days. $1 Million Man and Bam Bam Bigelow. I'm missing those two. Those two are going to be the bane of my existence. You guys know the face paint wears off on those. Not the face paint, their face wears off. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll have to buy a carded one and then open it myself, which I would hate to do. But if you guys know anybody that's got a good one for sale, please hit me up. You guys know where to follow me on social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter, at @the_Kyle_Peterson on Instagram. Hit me up. All right. How about a basic? I've turned into a basic guy. The Chase AJ Styles. Been sitting in my local Walmart for like 3 weeks. I finally decided to buy it because I forgot. I had a shirt, like a custom shirt for this figure. That I got way back when in a bunch of different ones and kind of a random pack or whatever. And I said, what am I ever going to do with this shirt? And then it matches this outfit, so I said, I'm going to put it on there. Stay tuned. One of these days soon, I'm going to have a massive basics unboxing. I'm not a big-time basic guy. I'll explain it more in that video. But I got like 30 basics. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to do a basics party, and I'm going to open every single one up at the same time and see what happens. It'll be the biggest mess you've ever seen as I'm throwing it around the room as I open these up, but see you later. That's what you're going to be seeing a lot of in that video. So there's the AJ Styles Basic Chase. How about this thing? So Marvel Legends collectors, maybe you guys have seen this. This is kind of going around some of the Marvel Legends groups. I don't know what this is, but apparently my daughter's been looking for it. It's like some kind of dissected alien with slime or something. You know, kids love slime. You guys got kids out there probably. They love slime. I don't get it. The only thing I've ever related to playing with slime was the old Ghostbusters slime that came. You could buy back in the day. Not as good as the slime these days, that's for sure. But this is some kind of deal. I'm going to let my kids play with this. They can dissect the alien, have the slime and everything out of it. But I'm going to use this little canister container. You know, it looks like water with the blue plastic. I'm going to put my Weapon X figure in here. So it'll look like, you know, in the comics how he's floating in there and stuff. Thought that worked out pretty good. So my kids get some play out of it. I can take the case, which they could care less about. So I picked that up at Target. They were like 14 bucks. They had tons of them. If you're a Marvel Legends collector, maybe check that out. Maybe get one of those yourself. How about this week? Look at this bad boy. Triple H, limited edition, Ruthless Aggression. You're probably saying to yourself, Kyle, didn't you have this like 3 months ago in your weekly purchases? And yes, I did. But that one was not mint package. I was planning on opening that one up, and then I liked the looks of it in package so much. I said, you know what? I'm going to open that one. I'm going to get another one to hang on the wall in my Jakks section. And that's exactly what I did. I found a minty one, extremely cheap. This is a very cheap exclusive figure. And much like the Ray, they released an entrance grate of this one as well. And I like this one more than the entrance grate from Mattel. You know, those entrance grates were basics at the beginning, and that's what it was. I do enjoy this figure a lot. I think this is one of the best Triple H figures out there. So I got a minty one, and I will do an unboxing video one of these days on my damaged one when I get around to it. And then finally, before we get into the Jakks, this wasn't the biggest week in a long time. Not a ton of items, a ton of Jakks coming. But that was it. But first off, it's been the bane of my existence. My anxiety has been at an all-time high as of late. Turtle anxiety is a real thing. I'm sure some of you guys out there have the turtle anxiety as well. You definitely need a hunting partner, somebody to team up. Ask your, mom, your dad, your uncles, your aunt, your uncle, your wife. Hit them up and say, hey, when you're in these stores, look for me, because the more eyes, the better. These are hard to get, these turtle figures. And luckily, I got my boy, that old outlaw, Waylon Jennings, one of the highwaymen up in Ames, Iowa, coming in hot on an early Sunday morning. Early. The coffee was just off the pot, I think, for Waylon. But he got in there. He jumped in the Ames store, picked this bad boy up. Got one for me, one for him. I came and picked it up out of his car. It was a hot day. It was almost 100 degrees out. And you know what Waylon did? He's a true figure collector. He takes care of the figures. He said, hey, it's in my car. Come get it or whatever. I did that. But he put this in a cooler to keep it cool. He didn't want it melting in that 100-degree heat. These were truly the coolest figures around. But very happy. He just made my weekend. The sigh of relief on Sunday. Casey Jones, Raphael. I was hunting, as you guys saw in my video, all week trying to find these. I was stocking the one by my house multiple times a day, but Waylon came in first. I didn't have to do it. So thank you, good friend of the show, Waylon Jennings, coming in clutch, saving me with this Turtle 2-pack. Now, Waylon, just make sure you do the same with the comic and the upcoming movie Turtles as well. I'll just let you find all the Turtles for me, and then I won't have any anxiety anymore. It'd be a great thing, but I'm going to help Waylon out. One of these days, I'm going to find the Turtles for him first, but he's the primo #1 Turtle hunter. That is for sure. But okay, here we are. It's Jakks time, so we're just going to run through them as fast as I possibly can. There is Eddie Guerrero. We got RVDs. We got 2 RVDs. I believe I'm only missing 2 RVDs left. So there's 2 right there. 2 to go. You guys know a lot of these guys they released a million figures of, and here's one of the top ones. Outside of Rey Mysterio, John Cena might be the second most released figure, that is for sure. 2 John Cenas. How about Billy Kidman? It's a Billy Kidman party. Look at this. We got 3 different Billy Kidmans right there. They're coming through. There's a lot. I'm pretty close to being done, but every time I get closer, I find one that I've never heard of. I'm still looking for that Australian exclusive Rey Mysterio. There's that Ashley Mazzaro Melina 2-pack that's going to be the bane of my existence. There's a limited edition Kane that's pretty hard to track down. There's just a lot I still got to go. I keep thinking I'm close, and then I find some more stuff or something I'm missing. 2 more Eric Bischoffs. I'm still trying to find the referee Eric Bischoff. There's only 1 on eBay as of this video, and it's beat up and not worth my collection. I got to somehow come around and find that one. How about Randy Orton? Now here's the first Randy Orton head scan, and then the second one here. The first one, not bad, screaming. This is the absolute worst. I talk about it a lot. I absolutely hate this head scan. It's probably the worst head scan in the history of figures. I hate buying figures with him in that head scan. And then we got a later one. I got a couple of these this week. They're in great condition, but they're missing knee pads, which usually I do with the hot garbage of the weeks that I get. I'll take the knee pads off those, put them on the guys that need them. But now I'm getting into a bit of an elbow and knee pad deficit, so I'm going to have to probably find a lot and buy some of those up one of these days. Chris Benoit. Got a lot of Benoits. I might be finally complete on Benoits after this week. I got 3 right there, and then I did get the best of WCW Chris Benoit. One-time use head scan on this one. A lot of people think it's a classic superstars, but it's actually the best of WCW Chris Benoit. So 4 Chris Benoits. I believe now I have every Chris Benoit Jakks figure. Who'd have thought? Kyle, don't you have all the Rays by now? You've seen that picture I posted on my social media. No, there's still more to go. I talked about the Australian one. Well, here's 2 more. And then 1 more. Here's a black and silver one. So 3 more Rays in the collection this week. They are just a never-ending. They like multiply. I think they're like gremlins. We talked about gremlins earlier. You don't feed them after midnight. You don't get them wet. That's what's going on with the Rey Mysterio Jakks figures. They just keep coming and coming and coming. How about Eugene? The famous Eugene's the one in the white coat, also the one in the Hulkamania takeover type shirt. But this is the one, I believe, from the 2-pack with Triple H. Kmart exclusive back in the day. I have the Triple H, didn't have the Eugene. Super Crazy, another one. He is super, he is crazy. ECW legend, super crazy. How about Matt Hardy? White Pants Matt Hardy. Still got quite a few Matt Hardys to go. Orlando Jordan. I think this is the last Orlando Jordan I needed. I feel like I already had this one, but I looked and searched and I didn't have it checked off. But why do I have this feeling I'm going to come across and say, oh, I have 2 Orlando Jordans now? Matt Hardy City. We got 2 more Matt Hardys right there. They keep coming. There's still a lot of Matt Hardys I need. I got to dig in on the checklist on the Matt Hardys, and I got to dig in deeper on a couple other guys. Scott Steiner. I think I'm missing 1 Scott Steiner figure now. A little harder to get some of the earlier Ruthless Aggression style figures. How about Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin? Now this has kind of been a white whale tag team set for me. This WrestleMania 2-pack set doesn't come up very often. It's been pretty hard to get. Finally came across it. Got the angle that goes with it. I now have 3 of this angle, so I got to figure out something to do with those. So there's that. Happy to get that. And then speaking of Kurt Angle, we got 3 more. Here's another one of that one. And then there's his ones. So there it is. 4 or 5 Kurt Angles this week. Another guy they made a heck of a lot of different figures to. And then how about Booker T in the SmackDown gear? I always like this Booker T. I like the blue. It really pops. I like that this is not the zombie Booker T. Some of the people that know some of the Booker T figures with this head scan, something wrong with the plastic where his skin turns totally green. It's really weird. There's also a Psychosis and Sabu that happens to. I don't know what it is about their figures that make them turn green, but that's the case with this one. So it's not green. I'm hoping being out of sunlight in my basement on a shelf, we're not going to turn green with that one. But there it is. There's 1 box done. See you later. 1 more box of Jakks to go, and it's starting off that box with a heavy hitter, Goldberg. This is one of the ones I was talking about, missing a knee pad. So I need to find another knee pad. I'm sure I'll come across one of these days. To get it, got to get him complete. And then here's the other one, driving me nuts, Kurt Angle. I don't know who these monsters are that take the knee pads and elbow pads off their figures. I get it if you're doing some customizing and moving stuff around, but if I'm playing with figures, I'm not taking their knee pads and elbow pads off. That's part of, they need those to wrestle in your fig fed. You got to have them there and wrestling with each other. You can't have Kurt Angle without knee pads. Come on. Who are these people? One of the worst Stone Cold Steve Austin figures, one of the WrestleMania packs, came with the elbow pads and knee pads separate. I don't know, something just is off. I don't like this figure at all, but I believe this is the last Stone Cold I needed to complete the Stone Cold set. How about some female wrestlers, the old school divas? Trish Stratus, of course, Babe of the Year t-shirt, Trish Stratus. And then an early, technically TTL, but in a Ruthless Aggression pack, I believe with Scott Steiner, or Test or Scott Steiner. Now I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden, but an early Ruthless Aggression 2-pack right there. So I had to count it since it was in that pack. I'm also looking for that first release Rhino still. I got the best of ECW Rhino, but there's a Rhino from a 2-pack with Chris Benoit. That's been hard to get in good condition as well. It's one of those things that's not really rare. I don't think a lot of people want it, but sometimes hard to find. I got to figure out and get that one of these days soon. How about Triple H? We all know there's a million Triple H's. I've kind of left Triple H to the end of trying to complete. I'm about ready to start digging in and on the checklist a little harder because it's basically the same figure. There's a couple of different head scans, but it's basically the same figure. Black trunks with a different design. That gets monotonous trying to look at it. Then you look at it real quick. Well, do I have that one? Do I not? I mean, some other figures you know right off the bat, but some figures like that with Triple H and the black tights, oof, that's tough to memorize. I mean, I got a decent memory, but not that good. Jericho, another later Jericho. They released this with bright blonde hair, different ways, different tights. There's about 3 or 4 of that same Jericho. Christian, end of the road Christian. They released him in an ECW series and a few regular series as well. So there's Christian. Yep, more Triple H's in the pile here. Like I said, you can't beat those black tights. Just many different black tights and stuff. There's Triple H, 2 of those. CM Punk, I think I'm about there. I might be missing 1 CM Punk. I got to dig into my list again. But I'm about complete there. How about Goldberg? This is a heavy hitter Goldberg. I showed you another one. This is really hard. Maybe the hardest to find Jakks Goldberg. A little t-shirt on there. I'm not even sure what's on this t-shirt. I never really looked. I guess it's just him sticking his tongue out. It's really a terrible figure when you get down to it. But that's the way it is. Those ones that nobody wanted or didn't sell, those are the ones that are worth a lot and hard to get. A lot of Hurricane fans out there, I know, and here's 2 Hurricane figures I didn't have. I believe I'm complete on Hurricane now. So there's those 2 right there. And how about the Undertaker? That's another one. I got to dig in deep. I got to look. You got to see the differences. There's many Undertakers that have been released, all very similar. A couple of different head scans, but the same figure pretty much in different packs. I mean, there's a Great Khali 2-pack. There's a 3-pack with the Great Khali. There's a 2-pack with Kane. And a lot of times it's the exact same figure, just a little bit different. Just like these 2. Different head scans making it different, but the exact same figure besides that. With a little different on the tattoos. Here's a taker that is totally different. I like these kind of takers, the kind of one-off takers. So I needed that one. And then the final taker of the week right there. So I got to be really close to the taker. I don't think I'm missing one. There might be some really weird ones with a different hand or something. That possibly could happen. We'll see. Here's a really weird JBL. This is kind of, I always think of Brock Lesnar. It's like JBL's head on a Brock Lesnar body. An earlier JBL before he became the real JBL. Blonde hair. A little big, that's for sure. Here's one. How about I open this on camera? It's the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. Let's see who I ended up getting. Let's see. I know it's John Cone card, but is it autographed? We'll find out really soon here. See you later. Oh, skunked. No autograph for me. Unfortunately. But there it is. John Cone. It's kind of a weird card. Oh, yeah, okay. I couldn't figure out what was in front of him there. I was actually right in front of him when he was doing this. I was actually at this show in Chicago. So there you go. But got that card in this week. How about another Chris Jericho? There you go. The Chris Jerichos continue. Another guy they made a lot of figures for. How about Charlie Haas? Another Charlie Haas. I believe I'm missing one more Charlie Haas, just a little variant. I'll get that hopefully in the next few weeks. I got some more Jakks coming next week. Brock Lesnar, an early Brock Lesnar. Pretty cool one, actually. I don't mind this one at all. Lesnar, part of the early Ruthless Aggression figures. And the final 2 for the week. A lot of Jakks, like I said. 2 more Edge figures. The blue and the red. I believe this was released with a totally different head scan. So the only difference is the head scan on this one. But there it is. There's 2 Edge figures. So there it is. There it is. That's the week in review of weekly purchases. End of the box. See you later. Whoa, watch out, Lemmy. That's it for weekly purchases. That's all the figures that came through this week. Another banner week. We keep chugging along. Hopefully some good stuff next week. I'm hoping I'll find some Joes. Don't forget to check out some of the other videos on the channel. I know everybody likes the weekly purchases video. Got a lot of good unboxings, some throwback unboxings. This week we did a throwback to the ECW One Night Stand pay-per-view series. That was a really cool one. We opened up the 2-pack of China and Triple H. We did the weekly fig hunting video, of course. And then the big one of the week that I enjoy doing the most is kind of the retrospective on the Jakks Classic Superstars. So every single Tuesday, we're going series by series. I'm going to go series 1 through 28, review each one. We're going to do the Ring Giants. We're going to do the limited edition, the Toy Fair stuff, the 2-packs, the 3-packs, all the exclusives, the best of, the 1 of 100s, you name it. We've got about a year worth of videos, but every Tuesday will be Jakks Classic Superstars Tuesday on the channel. So why am I telling you all this? Well, subscribe to the channel. Don't miss any of these videos, and don't miss when they drop. You know, I drop them every single day. Working hard for you guys, making a video every single day until I run out of content, and I don't know when that could be. Once we get done with all the Jakks, I mean, theoretically, we could do Mattel Elites. I got every single one. We could go series 1 through 78. We could go, you know, by the time we get to, it'll be a continuing series. So we could do that too. You guys tell me what you'd like to see, but got a lot of videos still to come, and we'll continue cranking them out for you guys. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and you'll see every single one of them. And don't forget to like the video. Of course, you know, everybody says that stuff, and I'm no different. I'm going to say it as well. But that's it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Love to hear what you guys got this week. I know a lot of you guys picking up some cool stuff, and love to compare notes and get some tips from each other, that's for sure. But until then, we'll see you tomorrow with another video, and we'll see you next Saturday and every Saturday with weekly purchases. Until then, I'll see you guys soon.